My name is Aimee Sones, and I am here today with Italia Woodson. And she is a healer and works with sound healings and sound baths. And I'm really excited to speak with her to get a little bit of information and have her share about herself and her work. And then also to experience some of the healing that she is sharing with us through a sound bath at the end. So, welcome, Italia.
Hi, Amy. Thank you.
Nice to see you. So, I'd love to share with everyone. Can you tell us more about what sound healing is and about just your background and how you found this natural affinity with healing and making that transition from being in marketing and working with people into really realizing that your calling is to be working with sound and sharing that gift with all of us?
So for those of you who do not know what sound healing or sound meditation is, it's an acoustic healing experience that activates the body's natural healing systems on an emotional and cellular level. So the vibrations that take place from the instruments that are used, and the instruments vary. They can be crystal singing bowls, a gong, ocean drum, handpan. It's whatever you want it to be. But it's, the vibrations that are taking place from these instruments creates a harmonizing effect within your body. And it's at that point in which your body is able to heal from within. And it's at a moment of deep relaxation, which sound meditation or sound healing helps your body, that you can again heal any issues that you have from within. And I think a lot of times when we think of healing, the thought is that we seek outside of ourselves. And, the beautiful thing about sound is you can seek within yourself. And, it has a lot of different benefits. It can help you activate a higher state of consciousness, quiet the mind, relieve stress and anxiety, really work through emotional or repressed trauma, which is, I know that's, that terminology is really big right now. But just it allows you to go within. And the beautiful thing about it as well is um, it gives you an opportunity to just be. So, you know, I think in discovering that I was so drawn and so aligned with sound. So, like you mentioned, I have a background in marketing, and it's in those moments when you're at your desk and you're looking at the clock and the clock is going by really slow and you're like, okay, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Like there's a missing puzzle piece inside of me, inside of my heart, and I feel it and it's obvious. And I think it was at that moment and me transitioning to a new job that I was like, okay, I really, really, really want to put focus and effort into finding my passion and purpose. And I already know I like the healing space. And so my grandmother was a Reiki master and a masseuse and did qigong and all of these things. So I grew up with that. And I think it was at that moment of me searching for that answer of like, okay, what really makes me feel good? Okay, helping other people. Okay, how do I want to help other people? Okay, through healing, and like what aspect of healing do I want to do? And so I ended up going to a meditation temple, in a sound meditation temple in Indonesia with my mom and sister. And so I did a sound bath there, and it was incredible. And so it was at that moment I was like, okay, this is what I want to do. I've always loved music and connected to it, but experiencing that and experiencing the effects of sound on my own personal body and feeling like I was levitating and colors are flying off my eyes. I'm like, this is magical. I'm like, I have to share this with other people. So, it was the process of elimination and also just quieting my mind and allowing things to be in a flow state, and, I had the big question mark of what healing do I want to do? But I think putting that intention out there and allowing myself to hear the answer versus telling the universe what my answer is, that I think that brought me to sound. And it's just been game changing. It's one of those things where even the crystal bowls, picking that up and picking up a gong and doing that, I was like, oh my gosh, like I love this. I don't really like, I love this. I feel really good doing this. And then facilitating sound baths with people, I was like, okay, I really, really, really enjoy this, and this really aligns with me.
So what I really hear you describing is like that you had this sort of awakening within yourself, this part of yourself came alive when you had that first experience, and sort of transported you into this like deeper understanding of yourself, and that you have a gift to give to other people, and that there's
Yeah.
something inside of you that comes alive and you want to share it.
Yes, I that was well said. That was well said. It was, I think it's just one foot in front of the other. And so hopefully anyone who's watching this and you are seeking greater and bigger things for yourself, it's just put one intention out there, and then just it keeps going, it keeps moving, it keeps moving, it keeps moving. I wanted to figure out what it was, and then, I was placed in that experience in Indonesia and Bali, and having that, I was like, okay, wow, this is exactly what I needed. And so yeah, it's just allowing things to happen as they're supposed to if you have that intention out there.
Mhm. Well, I hear also you mentioned that your family is very supportive, and that this almost comes naturally within your family to be
Mhm.
open to these like meditation and other healing modalities. And I'd love to hear more about if your family's like your only support system, or if there's other healers that you're working with. And then also for new healers who don't have the experience that you have, like what would you say to kind of like bring them into that? I feel like we're all one big happy family, right?
Yeah.
So how would you bring them in or unite them in this group that we're a part of?
So for first part of your question, yeah, my family has been extremely supportive of me doing this, and especially my mom's side, and that's my grandmother who was the one who's Reiki master. And so it's crazy to see, and I think for all of my grandmother's children, and seeing me partake in this, and like, oh my gosh, you're your grandmother. And so I know for a fact that she, um like, I have a direct lineage with that energy that she has, and being a healer like her. And then other family members, you're like, they don't know what I'm quite talking about. But I think because I'm passionate about it and I'm confident about it, they're like, okay, okay, we'll jump on board. And I think some friends are like that too. Like, I don't really know what you're talking about, and I haven't necessarily experienced it, but I've been fortunate enough to have a great support system, and just encouraging family members, and also encouraging friends. Like, I've had so many friends from that I grew up in high school and college, best friends that have really supported me. So I've been very appreciative about that. But I think you know, encouraging someone else to learn a specific healing modality or sound. My biggest thing is alignment with who you're being taught by, and that took me a long time to figure out um, who I wanted to teach me, and who was genuine about the work, and who was not necessarily out for the money, or just who just aligned, you felt good. You know what I mean? I think there's nothing worse than being in a situation where you're excited to learn something, and then you get there and you're like, I don't really mesh with the teacher. So I think that was the biggest thing. Um, but I think just starting somewhere, if you want to be in sound meditation or sound healing, buy a small Tibetan bowl and play that, and make music with that, or you know, um, through books. I'm trying to think of what I did, and that consisted of me starting with an instrument, me reading a lot about sound therapy, sound meditation, and I think also the biggest thing is prepping yourself to be a teacher, a healing teacher. And so I think that involves a lot of inner work. you and I met in a meditation class, right? And I think it's starting with things like that. And when you do the work yourself, then you're able to um, be firm on the ground and be strong in what you're doing. And it's in that moment where you're able to help other people as well. So, just start with one thing. Back to what I was saying. Start with one thing. Start with getting a bowl, or reading more, or experiencing it, or starting to follow people who are in that realm. And you're like, I really enjoy them. Maybe they will teach me. Maybe they will help me. And I think that makes all the difference in the world.
Thank you. Well, what I hear you talking about, it's like a spark, right? You were inspired by that one experience you had, and you knew that it was just like you wanted to be immersed in that, is what I hear you
Yeah.
describing. And I can, like, I'm getting inspired, like maybe I should go buy
That's
or
amazing.
like maybe I need to schedule my next session with you, or whatever, like that. There's just this energy and an excitement and this inspiration that's come alive in you, and it's really exciting to share that with you, because now I feel that in myself as well. And I know that our audience is going to enjoy experiencing that from you too. So um, you know when you were in your other position, in your other career, like working in marketing, maybe we don't think about marketing as being like so inspirational, right? Like
Yeah.
that's what marketing can be, is to inspire people to do something, but it feels so much different. So I think now that you're in this space, I'd love to hear you just share about what it means for you to be inspired, and then what is it like for you to realize that you have that ability to inspire others.
Well, I think, to me, being inspired is just having this light above my head. And that's the best way I can describe it. Is it's like you being jolted with like beautiful and magnificent and powerful energy, and you're just like, yeah, That's what I feel like. I feel good. I feel like I want to get out there and make a difference. And I think I talk about alignment so much, and I do. And I think it's like, when you're aligned with what you're wanting to do, or you're aligned with helping people, or your generosity, or your empathy towards things, and like, or just your purpose, and what you're supposed to be doing in this life. I think it's in those moments when I get inspired. So I'm like, I am really doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm really um, doing it for good, for positivity in the world. And so I think that's what makes me inspired, and that's how I view inspiration, and that's how I know I'm inspired. I just feel good and happy waking up. I'm like, and that's how I know I wasn't inspired in other positions. You know what I mean? Like dragging my feet, looking at the clock, like, please, when's the weekend? Every Monday, I'm looking for Friday. Every Friday, I'm dreading Monday. I'm like, I don't want to live like this. And I know so many people who do. And so now transitioning into doing sound, and um, having to work with people and to heal people in this way has just, man, it feels really good. It feels really good. Um, and I think, and marketing has helped me. And so bringing in other positions, I will say that there's a benefit in my marketing, and my marketing endeavors, my past jobs. It's helped me with creating a brand myself, right? And it's been beautiful to connect with so many people, and especially women, who message me, and they're like, how do I start this? I want to start this. I love the work that you're doing. You've inspired me. And you don't necessarily start to think of yourself as that way. And I think it's been recently, I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. Like I'm doing the work, and it's translating, and it's, you know, going to places like Morocco. A girl from Morocco just messaged me, like, that. I think that's just magnificent, and to be inspirational for other people, um, just gives me deep gratitude. Honestly, just gives me deep gratitude to be in this space, and to help, and to help heal and inspire people to be best at whatever they're doing, whether it's sound or whatever, just, but make the effort to love what you're doing. So hopefully I answered your question.
That was fantastic. Thank you. Well, I feel like we shouldn't keep people waiting any longer to hear this beautiful sound bath that you're about to share with us. So I just want to
Yay.
thank you so much for everything that you've shared and are going to share. So thank you for being with us. And we'll post the links for how to book sessions with you or hear your work virtually in the comments below. So
Thank
without
you, Amy. I appreciate speaking with you.
thanks.
Before we get started, go ahead and grab anything you need to create a comfortable laying down experience for yourself. Whether that be a blanket or a pillow or an eye mask, go ahead and grab that now. And when you lay down and you're comfortable, I want you to simply just close your eyes and focus on your breath. If any uncomfortable thoughts or feelings arise during your sound bath, recognize it, acknowledge it, and simply let it go.